All right, we're going live in 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Good afternoon to the Brentwood community on behalf of the Board of Education, district administrators, and council. Welcome to the June 17th Board of Education meeting. What we are expecting to do is immediately go into exec session and then come back out in public by 7:15. With that being said, I would like to have a motion to convene general session at 5:06 p.m. All in favor? Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Burgos. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Trustee Safiri. All in favor, please make sure you have your microphones on.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Now I'll need a motion to recess general session and convene into executive session at 5 for the purpose of matters leading to the termination of a particular person, seeking legal advice from the board's attorney, and let's see, negotiations conducted pursuant to the Taylor Law involving PIPSO, Brentwood Principals Supervisors Organization.
Motion.
Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Burgos. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Trustee Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. So to the Brentwood community, we are expected to come back at or around 7:15. We hope to see you then. In the meantime, Ms. Cheng, if you could just let us know when we are in.
2, 1.
Welcome back to the Brentwood School Board meeting. I have to start by apologizing. We're incredibly late. We were supposed to be out at 7:15. I'm not even sure if through our discussions, we were even able to send a notice out to the public that we were running late, which is very, very unusual. So with that being said, apologize on behalf of the board and everybody here, but just know that the discussions are incredibly fruitful and representing this community very, very well. To the board members, thank you very much for all the exchange. So without that, with that being said, I would ask that everybody please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
Liberty.
and justice for all. I'm going to ask Stacy or Ms. Chang if we have our A3 special presentation recipient in the waiting room.
No, I don't see her there.
Okay. So is there any way that we could communicate with her? And maybe we can just move on with the agenda? Is that possible? So is that possible?
Yeah, I'll reach out.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to continue with the agenda. Items, the consent agenda. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, B1A through B1M. Can I have a motion, please?
Oh,
Motion.
separate discussion. Can we
Wait.
separate?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Can we
Julie.
separate the
I'm-
calendar issues, the calendar items? Actually, not the district calendar, just the Board of
B2B.
Education, B2B.
Sure,
You're
Can
on.
we separate that, please?
sure. So in this consent agenda item, we are going to remove B2B, have that be a separate voting item.
Robert,
Yes,
you're voting on the B1 items. Not
okay,
the
yes,
yet.
okay, thank you very much.
The one we got.
So we are voting on B1A through B1M. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Felix. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second.
Second by trustee Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. B2A through B2W, removing B2B as a separate voting item. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Burgos. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Felix. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. C1A, could I have a motion for C1A through C1B?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Moore. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Gonzalez Prescott. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
When do
Opposed?
we come back to the B2B?
At the end of this.
At the end?
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. So we're going back to B2B as a separate voting item. That is dates, times, and places for Board of Education meetings, workshops for 2021, 2022. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I wanted discussion.
Discussion.
Discussion. Okay,
Discussion, Robert.
discussion. Sure.
Yeah. Right. Well, I asked that it be set apart separate because the times of the workshops were changed to 5 PM for a public meeting. And I
And
just
so
think
were the board
that's much
meetings.
too early. Well, the executive, yeah, the times have been changed. I just think that we need to have some discussion. We're a working class community. I think it's unfair to ask parents and community members to be present at a 5 o'clock meeting when that could be very difficult for people. Even on a remote Zoom, it presents some difficulties. So I think going from 7 to 5 o'clock without some discussion and explanation is just not fair. And I would
So-
prefer to go back to the regular workshop
And we,
times.
nothing, you guys are at work. You guys are in your office. If I
So-
had to work at my husband's office right now, everybody would be listening to everything I'm saying in exec session. I don't think that's right. I
So-
think we
so-
need to be in private. And it's just, this is not working.
Yeah, so I think that if I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I think that the notation on the bottom is that it would be 5 o'clock if we were having the executive session.
No,
So,
it doesn't. Only for the regular business meetings, we start at 5. For the executive session, the way we're doing now, but for the workshops, which is at least once a month and more during the budget workshop times, or I don't know who created it, but it reads that the public meetings for the workshops are starting at 5 p.m. And then
Okay, so-
executive session will take place after.
okay, so I don't have the calendar in front of me again, I'm sorry, but I thought that there was parentheses on the bottom that did explain,
I'll pull it up.
I think yeah, oh, so listen, so let's
No.
just table this. I mean, let's just table this and let's not even vote on it. So
But
that
I'm
we could
okay with
take,
tabling it
That's
for now.
fine.
yeah, how
We'll
about
have some
we just
discussion.
table it? Absolutely.
That's fine.
Well,
Yep,
can
yep.
I ask you though, because we do need to have a reorg meeting on July 1st.
Yep.
So when and how will that be? If we
What
don't
does-
approve this calendar today?
What time is the reorg meeting scheduled for
The,
on July 1st?
the budget, I mean, I'm sorry, executive session to start at 5.
Yep.
And the public meeting at 7:30 on July
Okay.
1st or 2nd,
Okay,
whichever.
so I mean, so that's within reason, right?
I
Julie,
don't know. Then again, I don't work. So,
Yes.
I could be more flexible, but I know that there's even board members that, may not be able to make that time.
Yeah.
I'm
so-
actually going back to work July 12th. So,
I like the 6 o'clock and then we come public at 8 o'clock,
so
the way it used to be. That's the
So-
way it should be.
But you know what? I think we need more time for exec session because we always come out late. It's very rare that we actually come out at 8 o'clock or whatever time. Look what happened
Then we
tonight.
should have more, then we
That's,
should have more
that's only
meetings.
lately. We
Let's
can
have
go
more
back.
Meetings then.
I'm
we can
More
have
sorry.
more
meetings,
meetings.
or truthfully, we used to go back into, not so much when I was here, but I remember attending board meetings where the executive sessions would continue after the public. I know we may not want to do that, but
Well,
it's unfair to ask the public to
that's
come to
what
a
I
5
si-
o'clock
I
meeting,
signed up
and
for
some of
that.
us may not be able to.
But maybe what we should do is have a separate exec session meeting without the public. Just have an extra meeting a month.
Another
That's
day.
fine with me.
There's so many things that we never get to on the exec agenda, and we never have enough time to discuss in depth some of the some
And that-
important.
Absolutely, I agree.
And that
Can
really,
we-
and that
I'm
really,
willing.
and that really should be, Ms. Moore, that really should be the workshop component of it.
Right.
So that's really what that is designed for. So,
What's the
Well, so-
workshop component? No, the workshop component is for the public. I think Paul is talking about the executive session.
Yeah.
no,
That we
so,
don't have
so,
enough time to meet an executive session.
so the workshop, the way I understood it, is the workshop is supposed to be a working meeting where we are having mostly exec session discussion. That is what
That's not what I've ever,
Can-
workshops are
maybe
usually.
Candace, can you weigh in on this? As far as workshop and exec session, aside from the regular business meetings and exec session?
Ms. Paula, so you wanted me to weigh in as far as the time
Yeah,
is
what,
concerned?
yeah,
No,
No, the
exec
content.
session and workshop, are they together?
No,
No, workshops and
Thank
executive
you.
sessions are different.
Thank you.
Right.
That's what we're trying to say. I'll
Yes.
come in any night you want for another workshop.
no, another executive session.
I mean,
Another
another
exec
executive
session.
All right,
session.
can
sorry,
we
yes.
table it for now and then,
Yes.
but agree? I don't know if we need to create a new motion just for the July reorg meeting.
well, we can
Or-
call that meeting without having to approve the calendar.
Okay,
So we can just put that posting out.
so let's
to call.
table this for
Well,
now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can
Okay.
Yeah,
table this. Yep.
please.
Thank
Okay.
you. Then if you need a motion, I'll make a motion to table.
So
it. I
could I have
don't know.
a
There's
motion-
already a
could I-
motion on the floor.
Yeah, could I have a motion then to table B2B?
Do we
Motion.
need to
Okay.
vote on the prior motion though?
Right. let's
Right?
vote on
There was
the-
already a motion
There was a motion.
to approve this, so we need to either
So-
take it
so-
off.
So Candace, we're now making this motion to table B2B instead of voting on it.
Yeah, so the motion was made to approve. So whoever made that motion, would they like to withdraw at this time so that we can make a new motion to table?
Was it
I
me?
made the
I
motion.
think Cindy
I
made
might
the
have,
motion.
yes. I
So
think
you
I
want to
did.
withdraw it?
With,
Okay.
yes,
Okay, so trustee Safiri is withdrawing her motion.
I think
Now
I
the
did, yeah.
motion is to
Oh,
table
can I
B2B.
make
Could I have a motion?
Motion.
Could I have a second? Trustee
Second.
Moore, all
Second.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions, so moved.
Thank you.
Oh, not a problem. So now we are on the, I believe, the D items. D1A, items for action, page number 11. D1A, appointments, resignations, and leaves, certificated personnel as proposed on the agenda. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Felix. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. I believe we are on D1B. Appointments, resignations, and leaves of non-certificated personnel. I am going to ask that we make a motion to remove item 45A. That is the buildings and grounds employees terminations. 45A, last name is Lagrandier. I'd like to have discussion at this. We're running so late. I was like to have this discussion at our next meeting.
Motion.
Have a second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We are moving item 45A off of the non-certificated personnel agenda. So now we are going to ask for a motion on D1B, appointments, resignations, and leaves of non-certificated personnel, excluding 45A. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Moore. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Felix. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1C, administrative table of organization, principal, Southwest Elementary School. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Dr. Karen Kriegel as principal of Southwest Elementary School for a 3-year probationary period effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024, and shall be remunerated at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. If so, could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Gonzalez Prescott. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Holder Daniel. All in favor?
I abstain.
Aye.
I abstain.
Opposed?
I abstain
Abstentions?
too. I abstain.
Abstention by trustee Burgos, abstention by trustee Safiri, and abstention by trustee Felix.
Yes.
The motion carries 4 yes, 0 against, 3 abstentions. So moved. D1D, authorizing the initiation of a proceeding to challenge the issuance of a solid waste management facility permit to Omni Recycling of Brentwood, LLC. I would like to read this resolution. It's lengthy, but I think that may resonate with some of the community members who may not have the agenda in front of them. If you're following along and I make a mistake, please correct me. A motion would be in order to adopt the resolution as follows. Whereas on April 26th of 2021, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, issued a permit to Omni to operate a solid waste management facility authorized to receive and process up to 1,500 tons per day of construction and demolition debris and 800 tons per day of baled municipal solid waste. quotation, the waste facility, and whereas the waste facility was approved to be located in the Regis/Wicks neighborhood of the town of Islip, which is served by the Brentwood Union Free School District. In quotation, the district. And whereas in addition to the heavy volume of existing traffic in the district, the waste facility is estimated to add an estimated 55 inbound trucks per day, with each one of those trucks carrying 22-ton loads, and an estimated 32 inbound trucks per day, with each one of those trucks carrying 25-ton loads, which equates to at least 88 huge inbound trucks and 88 huge outbound trucks each day, for a total of approximately 176 multi-ton inbound, outbound trucks in the district each day. And whereas trucks have to go through a residential neighborhood and take Suffolk Avenue to reach the waste facility, resulting in added traffic flow with associated danger, pollution, and road deterioration. And whereas the overwhelming majority of the garbage being processed at the waste facility, at least 80%, will be coming from other parts of New York State, and only a small fraction of the garbage, about 20%, will be coming from local construction businesses and delivered in smaller capacity trucks. The burden of dealing with multi-ton trucks carrying waste from other parts of New York is being unjustly placed upon the Brentwood community. And whereas data published by New York State Education Department shows that 96% of students in the district are members of minority groups, specifically 85% of the students in the district are Hispanic or Latinx, 9% are Black or African American, and 2% are Asian or Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. And whereas data published by New York State Education Department shows that 92% of the students in the district are economically disadvantaged, and whereas numerous studies and reports going back to the early 1980s have unequivocally demonstrated that transfer stations and landfills are disproportionately located in predominantly Black and Latinx communities. And whereas some members of the environmental movement and some regulators alike have remained focused on the preservation of remote places rather than the health and welfare of Black and Latinx Americans in their own homes. And whereas the DEC's version of ensuring environmental justice is to require one extra public hearing where Black and Latinx people are encouraged to plead for their children to be spared from the poison of industrial grade racism, and then be promptly ignored. And whereas we choose to no longer be ignored, whereas we demand that the DEC consider the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people regardless of race, color, or income when making permitting decisions. And whereas we believe that no community, including any racial, ethnic, or socioeconomic group, should bear a disproportionate share of the negative environmental consequences resulting from industrial, municipal, and commercial waste. And whereas we will not rest until the families that we represent enjoy the same degree of protection from environmental and health hazards and equal access to the decision-making process to have a healthy environment in which their children may live, learn, and play. And whereas the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has defined environmental justice as the fair and meaningful treatment of people regardless of race, income, national origin, or color with respect to development, implementation, and enforcement of environmental laws, regulations, and policies. Whereas we intend to make sure that the DEC fulfills its mandates of environmental justice in the Brentwood community. And whereas we know that the DEC can do better by requiring that the term, quote, environmental justice become more than a mere signal of virtuous aspirations, and that the DEC failed to conduct a meaningful analysis of these impacts as part of the State Environmental Quality Review Act process undertaken prior to the issuance of the solid waste management facility permit to Omni on April 26, 2021. Quotes permit. And whereas the mandate of environmental justice has been recognized by the highest levels of our government within the first days of the Biden administration, the president issued several executive orders directly related to environmental justice and new efforts to increase enforcement of existing regulations, and through Executive Order 14008, the President has directed the Environmental Protection Agency Administrator and the Department of Justice to strengthen enforcement of environmental violations that, quote, disproportionately impact underserved communities. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby designates the law firm of Bond, Schoenig and King, PLLC, to represent it in this matter and to pursue litigation on behalf of the district in opposition to the issuance of the permit and the placement of a waste facility in the district. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Moore. Could I have a second, please?
second,
Will.
Second by trustee Burgos. All in favor?
aye,
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. I could just summarize this in our own words. There's a transfer station that's being proposed and was approved by New York State over in the area at the west end of Suffolk Avenue. All of the statements in the resolution are facts. Those are facts that were taken from the applicant's own file, or actually the applicant's own application. We're looking to make sure that the district is represented fairly. So this is one of those things that we are stepping up to the plate and going to try to do something about. There are no guarantees in terms of what the outcome is going to be, but I think that letting this go without trying to dissuade the DEC and New York State that this is a bad idea would be, I guess, not a good idea on our part. So this is our attempt to try to represent the entire community. So thank you very much to all the board members, and I'm glad to see that it was unanimous. We have a walk-in resolution, and I'm sorry that we did not, I guess, say that in the beginning of the meeting. I'm going to read this from my phone, Mr. Lochner.
Excuse
You
me?
can follow me along.
Mr.
Nomination.
Feliciano? I'm
Yes.
sorry, I think we have one more on the agenda, D1E.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
right.
Okay, yes, okay. D1E, approval of parent transportation agreement as proposed on the agenda. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
motion,
Motion by trustee Burgos. Could I have a second, please?
second,
Second by trustee Holder Daniel. All in favor? Microphones on,
Aye.
please.
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Moore, I think, yeah, okay. Aye, opposed, abstentions. Now we are on 1F. It is a walk-in resolution. Mr. Lochner, if you could read along with me to make sure that I'm getting it right. This is D1F, and it's a nomination for the Everett R. Dyer Award. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of the schools, the Board of Education hereby nominates trustee Eileen Felix for the New York State School Boards Association Everett R. Dyer Award. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Safiri. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Second by trustee Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Ms. Felix.
Yay. The nomination.
thank you
Nomination.
so much. Thank
All
you,
right.
Thank you for everything you do.
thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask Ms. O'Connor, did we locate Ms. Rivera?
Yes, we have her with us.
Okay, so if we can go back to the top of the agenda. And Ms. O'Connor, if you could let Ms. Rivera in.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well deserved, Eileen.
Ms. Rivera, we
Well,
can't
well,
hear you
Mr.
just yet.
Can I make just a quick statement while we wait for Ms. Rivera? That Eileen's nomination is based on the many things that she goes above and beyond in creating situations that are beneficial for our students and for our families. And we've all been benefiting from it. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you.
Ms. Rivera, promise made, promise kept. I think that it was Mr. Lochner who said that, the school year would not end without inviting you back. And here you are. You were actually at the top of the agenda. I'm sure you know us very well. We have time management issues. And but nonetheless, I'm going to throw this over to Mr. Lochner, and then I'll follow up with that. So, Mr. Lochner, take it away.
Well, I mean, it's my pleasure, obviously, to introduce Marie Rivera to the Board of Education, to the school community. It's my pleasure, but at the same time, as I said yesterday, because Legislator Gonzalez also honored Marie yesterday at a beautiful ceremony. So I'm going to really say many of the things I said yesterday. I think Marie is an exceptional person. We've been blessed to have her work for the Brentwood school system for, I believe, 27 years, if I'm not mistaken, Maria. You could correct us when we get to you. But she has been an exceptional TA over at East K Elementary School. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who loves the kids any more than Marie, who has helped so many families over her entire career. But during this pandemic, she has stepped up and has just been an incredible resource to so many families, giving out laptops, staying late into the evening, answering phone calls from parents and students, helping them, through this pandemic. She's been just an exceptional person. She also happens to be the president of a union, one of the largest unions in the school district. And she refers to them as my people. I love when I speak with Marie and we're speaking about one of her people. And she says it in such a loving way, because each and every one of her members, she really thinks of them as a family member, and she wants to take care of any issue that they possibly have. She is their staunchest supporter. She's the first one to say that TAs and monitors are absolutely critical in this district, and they are. I completely agree with her, but she'll fight anybody who says otherwise. And I tell you what, she's been just an incredible person and an incredible resource for so many parents and kids. We're going to miss her dearly. However, thankfully she made an announcement yesterday, and so did Miss Feliciano, principal of East K, that Marie will still be involved next year with East K, and I'm thrilled to hear that. But I personally am going to miss Marie quite a bit. I said this story yesterday. I stopped by East K frequently, and I don't think I've ever stopped at East K where Marie is not running from across the lobby, down the hallway, helping a classroom. Somebody might call and say they have an issue here. She's running everywhere. You can never nail her down during the school day. As a matter of fact, another quick thing here, I actually call Marie, sometimes during the day, and she'll never pick up her phone, and she will not call me till after the school day, which just shows she's never looking at her phone until later that day, because she will not, she's totally focused on doing her job from the moment she gets in to the moment she leaves. Really an exceptional person. I believe I've benefited from knowing Marie. So
Mr. Lochner, thank you so much for those kind words. And I'm just going to add to that, outside of the academic portion of who she is, I believe also that Marie is that leader and that person in the community. So it doesn't just stop at the doors of East K. It trickles on into the rest of the day, the weekend, at night, because I think that's just who it is that we're talking about. There's just no there hasn't been anything different about this person since I have known her. This is the way she has been for forever. And I hope that it continues to be, because I think that not only does the district benefit, but the community has also. So thank you very, very much on behalf of all of the board members, not just myself, on behalf of district administrators, on behalf of the teachers, staff, and all the students that you have impacted throughout the years. It has absolutely been a pleasure and honor and absolute blessing. So, Ms. Rivera, if there's anything you want to say, that's fine. If there's nothing you want to say, then that's fine too.
Oh, first of all, I want to say good evening to Mr. Lochner and to Mr. Feliciano and the Board of Education and everyone that is present at the meeting tonight. I would like to thank you for this recognition and all the wonderful and kind words. Mr. Lochner, you have been that superintendent. You really do care about my people. And we would talk, we would compromise, but you always listen to me and listen to a leader of the monitors and TAs. And I do appreciate that. And I've told them that. You've always called the parents to let us know everything that's going on in the school, which there's no other superintendent that has done that in the past. So I appreciate you also and thank you for this honor and the kind words that you've spoken tonight. And also I want to thank Mr. Feliciano for his kind words too. I've worked for the Brentwood School District for many, many years. It has been a pleasure to have worked for the Brentwood School District, to have served the children and the families in my community. I wouldn't have it any other way. When you love the job that you do, you don't work a day in your life. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the amazing teachers at East Elementary. Also, all those teachers that I worked during the summer programs, the reading programs, the science program, the math programs. What a year we had together. But we all stuck together as a team and we did it. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my building principal, Ms. Feliciano, the principal at East Elementary. The most wonderful and dedicated principal I have ever worked for in the many years I've worked for the Brentwood School District. She is truly amazing with the children and the family and the staff. I will miss her dearly. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Wanda Ortiz. She is an outstanding person also and cares so much about our children and their family. I could not believe this when COVID hit us. You know, this community was devastated. I could not believe that with all the responsibility that Wanda Ortiz has in this district, running the ENL and bilingual department, she took it upon herself to run a pantry and give food to our community, to families that had no food at home. Even people that came to the administration building where I was working and helping also, they always got a bag of food, a box of food to take home. We are truly lucky to have her, and I'm going to miss her too. Now, I would like to thank my people, the teacher's assistant, the monitors, the health aide, the bus matrons. The job that they have done this year has been incredible. I am so proud to have been their leader and thank them, every one of them, for everything they've done. when it came to temperature checking, cleaning hands, making sure the kids were safe at all times. I know everyone put together, did what they could, and that's how we worked. We were able to keep the schools open. I'm thanking them for everything that they have done. Everybody works in this school district. Everybody has a job to perform, but they are amazing people and they're very dedicated to the children of the Brentwood School District. I'm thankful for all the flowers, the emails, the cards, and the gifts I have received. I am truly honored. A part of me will always be at East Elementary and the Brentwood School District. Like they say, Brentwood strong and proud. And this is my community, and I'm so proud. And like I said, I loved my job. Thank you for the honor today.
Any board members, I mean, I'm opening it up to you if there's anything you want to say personally, that is.
Thank you, Marie, for everything. Seriously. I seen how hard you worked in the summer doing the computers, teaching the parents, giving out the computers. Thank you. And that's what it's about. You keep emphasizing how it's about the students. That's what we all need to start doing, honestly, focusing more on our students and our community.
Thank you.
Marie, I want to personally thank you. And I had the pleasure of working with you at the East
Yes.
Elementary School. My son had the pleasure of working with you.
Yes.
And I am so happy that we had that experience. And you are leaving and we are friends, and I'm so grateful for that. And I hope that we will continue to be in touch. And I'm so happy that you're not leaving completely.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for staying around. Thank you.
Thanks.
Maria, I would just like to say everything that we've, handled throughout the years, you've always done it with class and style, and I love you for it. And you will be missed. Absolutely. And thank you for all that you've done throughout the years. I would say more, but I don't want to get a little emotional. I'm trying to keep my cool, but again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Marie, for always attending the board meetings, being candid, giving your truth, as they say, and, sometimes giving us the information that we needed to make better decisions, making us aware, helping us to be better board members, challenging us as board members. And so we thank you for your years of service. And like everyone else has said, I'm glad you're really not leaving us.
No, I can't leave.
I just wanted to say that, Marie, I met you, I don't know, 4 years ago, and and your love for this community always showed. And I like your saying, my people, because at the end of the day, these community members, these are children, are our children, and we represent them. And thank you for all the years of service and all the hugs throughout the years as well.
Thank you.
I just want to echo everyone in saying thank you for your years of service and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, listen, this is a wonderful moment. Thank you so much, Marie, again, on behalf of the Board of Education and the district. We hope to see you around sooner than later, okay?
All right.
But this time you will be as a officially retired member of the Brentwood School District. So we wish you all the best.
And I'll always be part of East Elementary. My heart is at East Elementary. And our children, my children of my community.
And you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
On the second go around, we'll take you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you. And I appreciate all of you trustees. I know the hard work that you put in, and I know the time. Being a leader of a union, I know the dedication and the time that you put into this. And I, as a community member and a Brentwood resident, want to thank you for all your hard work and all the time and days and everything that you put in to and fighting for us and making sure, thank you so much for making sure that Brentwood doesn't become a dumping ground. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's it. That's what we're trying to
Thank
do.
you, Marie.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a
Your
good-
family.
Have a wonderful night,
Thank
okay?
you. Have a good night.
Night.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
Marie.
again.
Good night,
you.
Lily.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Lochner, are there any updates that you would like to provide the community at this point? I know that there are some community members that are asking about graduations. Maybe before we go into that one, Ms. Lochner, if I can just, because it is the graduation topic, there did come across a question about graduations within the different school buildings. I think if I can summarize this, will the eighth grader students in the middle schools receive moving up ceremonies like fifth graders? A picnic isn't enough after they've gone through so much. Another question, I'm going to summarize this one again, it's pretty lengthy. There's a one person sends a email, says son attends South Middle. They're involved in concerned parent who would like to know why my eighth grader did not have a moving up ceremony. Right before his picnic, he was given a certificate and sent off, so on and so forth. So I guess the question is, Ms. Lochner, about these moving up ceremonies in some buildings versus other buildings where there might not be anything. I guess there's a difference between fifth grade ceremonies and then the eighth grade ceremonies. Do you want to try to tackle that?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest with you that, I actually have a lot of things on my calendar, and I was under the impression that all of the middle schools were having a moving up ceremony. It's only, today that I'm finding out that some did not, and I want to apologize to parents. And if there's anything I can do to rectify that next week, I will do that. In the elementary schools, from what I understand, that they all were moving up ceremonies for fifth grade. There was one school, I'm actually, been trying to get some answers now. There was one school that did not have an in-person for the fifth grade for the actual ceremony, but they did invite parents up right after the ceremony for ice cream and photos. So there was a little bit of a different twist on that. So I do apologize that there were some that were not as, full of pomp and circumstance. I really do. I was under the impression they all had a ceremony. Like I said, that's on my calendar. It's actually something that I asked everybody to do. I'm not sure exactly what happened, in the translation, but I do apologize for that. And I will try to rectify that. We still have a week left. There's no reason why we can't try to pull something off. I do think each building had their own challenges. I imagine that would be the reason when I tried to find out why some did not have it. And in person, I would think the response would be they have their own challenges at the end of the year, and they were not able to pull that off. If that is the case, I do want to apologize. I do know all of the eighth graders did have parties. I've gone over to a few of them. They did have picnics. The East Middle School had a wonderful, time out back. They brought in a truck for a barbecue. They had a great turnout. The eighth graders loved it. It was all day long. Really a beautiful day. But in terms of the other middle schools, I've been bouncing around trying to get to those events as well. But I will see what's happening in terms of some of these middle schools that did not have a moving up ceremony formally. And I do apologize to parents. I mean, I really was under the impression that each one was having it, and it's completely my fault if they didn't have it. I should have made that much clearer. That was my expectation. I'm not exactly sure why that did not happen. The freshman center, I actually went over, I think it was last week on a Thursday evening. They had a nice ceremony in the evening with well over, with a few hundred parents there and students. It was actually a beautiful night. So I know it can be done, and I'd like to see it done. The high school graduation, I think you're going to ask that. Do you want me to go right into that? Or?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. The high school graduation, right now there are 4 graduations. 2 on June 28th. That's a Monday evening. The first one will be at 3 o'clock. The second one will be at 6:30. And then on June 29th, there will be 2 more graduations. One at 3 o'clock. Again, the second one at 6:30. The rain date will be June 30th. There's, just to let the community know, there was actually been a few iterations of the graduation ceremony. There's been rapid fire changes from the governor's office, causing us to move the number of graduations down. But we are comfortable with where we are right now for graduations at 300 students per graduation. I did have a discussion with the board tonight, so I'm just, will tell the community that they'll hear from the high school administration in terms of how many guests. We will out on the field, so you kind of have a picture of what the field will look like. There will be 300 students, and there'll be 300 groups of 3s on the field. So the intention is to have the graduate will sit at one of those 3 chairs, and on either side will be a guest of the graduate, either the parents or guardian or whomever they would like to invite. So, and they'll be in groups of 3, 6 feet apart, all the way across the football field. And then there'll be the typical stage where we'll make the speeches and the presentation. If there's any additions to that, which we were discussing tonight, we'll let the community know.
I have a
And
few
you'll-
questions that were sent to me about if we can talk to the community about in-person meetings.
Okay, I
we're
think that's-
actually
that's for
hoping-
the board, right?
That we're actually
Yeah.
hoping to get back to in-person meetings, I think, at the end of the school year, so July. And I believe that we did ask council, and the just so that everybody knows, the notice was only extended to the end of July. We're hoping to come back. to
Right,
more
but
in-person meetings.
we still can open it up. Am I correct, Candace?
Yes,
It's
you
the
are.
school discretion, yes.
Yes, you
So
are.
really
Yes.
can't- I mean, I just,
Yep.
Yeah, so the executive order allowing for virtual board meetings has been extended through the end of July, as Mr. Feliciano said. However, boards have the option of having in-person meetings as long as proper protocols are followed.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so, Ms. Lochner, with that being said, I mean, anything else that you would need to say, Ms. Lochner, before we adjourn?
Sure, I do have just some things. I just wanted to have some, my typical announcements. I'll kind of keep them brief. I would like to thank the Brentwood Youth Mentoring Program. It was a huge success this year, even though we were remote. All of the meetings were remote. However, it really was terrific. The ROTC and the National Honor Society mentored students, and I want to thank the guidance counselors, the elementary guidance counselors that were involved in that, Colonel Kalin, Miss Rivas, and Miss Ciriola, who are the advisors of the National Honor Society, and Miss Ann Palmer, who that was her baby. They've done a terrific job, and we had a wonderful end of the year ceremony last week. Okay, on Tuesday, June 15th, this past Tuesday, we had the introduction of Milo. That's a next generation. We're really excited about this. This is a next generation robot technology to improve the. What's that? It is it's a next generation robot technology to improve language learning, social cues, and creative play for students with autism. So we purchased this robot that they're going to use in some special education class. It's really state of the art. Very excited about it. We introduced it on Tuesday next year. It will be part of the curriculum and used in classes across the district. So we're real excited about that. And there'll be more about that. I actually believe there was something posted on Facebook, and we'll put additional information on our website. And I want to thank Rhonda Young and her staff. I know Sean Garvin, April Sinius, and Sean Coffin, they really brought that in. They've done a terrific job. On May 21st, the speech department under the leadership of Dr. Garvin Romaine hosted the Better Hearing and Speech Month drive-through. That was a blast, and I want to thank all of the staff members that were out there. On June 15th, just a couple of days ago, Laurel Park, it was actually the neatest thing. They held its first Domino cereal challenge. Laurel Park students and staff, they donated 500 boxes of unopened cereal with the intention of donating it to Pronto, which they did. Before the donation, however, they set up this course in the parking lot where it looked like a bunch of dominoes, and they knocked it down, and all 500 boxes went around. And that's the Domino Cereal Challenge. Really clever. And Laurel Park has done some great things. And speaking of moving up ceremonies, they had 3 today, and they were beautiful. This month at Pine Park, after teaching students about Earth Day, teachers asked families to recycle items in their homes to create everyday items. Once again, they impressed us beyond measure. We want to thank Pine Park. They've been really doing lots of neat stuff this year. North Middle School held its 7th grade spring concert under the direction of Miss Yamagishi, and it was a beautiful event, and that's also been posted to YouTube. The Freshman Center and Girls Inc. collaborated on a sip and paint end of year event. This event allowed students to paint their own work of art while bonding over treats and refreshments. We're proud to announce that 24 of our high school students became certified lifeguards as well as Red Cross certified. The lifeguarding class is a program that was launched by Susie Goomba and Fran Foles, 2 of our phys ed teachers. And many of our newly minted lifeguards will be working in the town of Islip this summer. So you'll probably see them over at the parks. We're so excited. This program is producing lifeguards every single year, and they're actually going out and working in the town. They're also working at beaches, all of the local pools, and they get paid very well. And if any parent listening out there, any student, if you're going into 11th and 12th grade, I would really reach out to the phys ed department and try to get involved in this program. It's a great opportunity to become a lifeguard and potentially make money for the rest of your life and be involved in such a wonderful, wonderful job. Being a lifeguard is a terrific opportunity for young people, but I know many people, as they continue to work, they stay as lifeguards and make lots of money and are part of a nice brotherhood and sisterhood.
And I believe there's over 200, there's a 200 shortage of
Really?
lifeguards in Suffolk County itself this year.
My gosh. So yeah, I mean, getting a job should not be an issue if you are a certified lifeguard. Thank you, Eileen. I didn't realize it was that many.
Yes.
Brentwood High School students from My Brother's Keeper and participated in an Afro-Latin drumming and dance workshop presented by Bombazo Dance Company. It was terrific. I want to thank Mr. Angel Perez, who is the coordinator. He's done so many things and brought in lots of great events this year. We're very proud of him. Can't wait for the stuff that's going to come out of art and music next year. And I want to thank all of the teachers that were involved in that. And as we know, tomorrow is Juneteenth. I did send out a message to the community tonight. And I want to thank all of the schools that did quite a few cultural displays, music, and discussions during the month of June in preparation for Juneteenth. So really lots of things happening this year. And I also
Mr. Loshna, can I interject for one
Sure,
moment, if you
absolutely.
don't mind? I just also wanted to recognize the Green Machine Marching Band for winning the pageant.
That's right.
And, that's a big thing. We've been out of commission for almost 2 years, but they came and they swept. So, kudos to them and kudos to our district, #1 marching band on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
And, they deserve all the accolades they can get.
You're absolutely right, Eileen, and that was fantastic that they won that pageant and they put on a beautiful show that many other school districts actually didn't even put, field their marching band, and we pushed forward, and Mr. Sittler and all of the kids, they just did an incredible job, and all of his assistants too. So thank you very much. And I do apologize. There's probably lots of other awards that I've left out of this list because it really is endless. How many accolades that we receive on a really almost on a daily basis, because our kids are involved in so many things, and because our staff members make sure they're involved in so many things. I do know art. We've had a few art students that won some awards over the last couple of weeks, and that's been terrific. We've had literacy, contests won or placed. So lots of amazing things that go on in this district on a daily basis.
Solution. So the one thing that I would like to add to your statement was that the schools are closed tomorrow in recognition of Juneteenth. I want to say that, again, the progressive nature of this board has allowed it to be the leader in New York State. Actually, I think it was probably one of the first, if not the first, municipality that recognized Juneteenth and gave its employees a day off. It was after we did this that New York State, took suit and did the same for state employees. Juneteenth, for anybody who's out there who may not know, it recognizes the abolishment of slavery in the westernmost state, Texas. But for me and for this district, it's a celebration of the contributions of the African-American community to this country and in this country. So that is something that we are going to be celebrating for as long as we're around. And that was done here, last year during some very, very tense times. So I thank, all the board members for their support, and it's happening tomorrow. I do believe that it will catch on. I do believe that, that municipalities across the state and probably across the country will continue in this trajectory. But we are a bit of a trailblazer, kind of group here, all right? So
no, you should, Mr. Feliciano. I do want to let you know that you're right. Brentwood was the only district in Suffolk County who voted last year to have Juneteenth off. I don't believe anybody, or recognize it, I shouldn't say off, the first district to recognize it. And you're right, the governor since then has made it a state holiday. So I believe next year, all of the school districts will have off. So we were 2 years ahead of people. And again, you're right. The Board of Education of Brentwood should, again, stand up and take a bow for leading the way on that.
Mr. Loshina and Mr. Feliciano, Brentwood has always been a trailblazer in lots of other things also, not just this, but even with the Muslim holiday.
Well,
and
great point. Absolutely.
Yes. So anything else from board members?
Yeah, I got a message from Laurel Park.
Julie, you're on mute, Julie.
Boxes.
Sorry, I muted myself. The phone rang.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Cindy. I just want to ask, are we having a follow-up meeting to the June 3rd meeting that we had when we went over how we're going to spend the federal money? We did say that we would get a more detailed account of how the money would be spent, and we haven't seen that yet. So will we either be meeting or receiving some other kind of document?
I don't think we're going to have a meeting that constituted the meeting, but Stacy has been putting together a detailed list with the dollar values attached to it that she will forward to the board. We've been working on that, obviously, pretty frequently since it came out. A lot of the projects that we've already mentioned are the projects that we'll be doing over the course of the year. And now what Stacy and her team have been doing is they've been associating actual dollar amounts rather than round figures. She's actually getting the figures, and that will be published. We'll send that to the Board of Education, and that will be published on the website.
Now, have we received any community input? Because I know that was also supposed to be part of the process. Have we had comments from community members or questions regarding the federal monies?
Yes, well, actually, there was a survey that was sent out. Now, Stacy, do you want to comment on anything?
It's all of cabinet putting this together. I certainly can't take the credit for it. We've worked together numerous times to identify certain projects, initiatives, and come up with the costs as well. I know the survey went out through the funded programs office, so I haven't seen those results, and we have to get together and include anything that might be there that we haven't already identified.
And the survey is for what?
The survey was actually, there were a number of questions on the survey, but there were, to Julie's point, they were about certain projects that they'd like to see happen across the district.
Yeah.
And can we get a list of the projects that were embedded in the approved budget for this coming school year?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Well, those are,
And can we get a copy of the survey? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we never got to see the survey before it went out. I don't believe so.
I'd just like to see what other projects are inside the budget the community approved.
Sure.
And secondly, I would like, if possible, a letter to go out to all the community, even those that don't have students in our district. They also be provided a list of the same list. So, they do pay taxes into our district, even if they don't have children. So they should also be aware where we're spending our money.
But will a list be mailed out though? I didn't hear that.
That's my suggestion. That's my.
You know what, and I want to say that should absolutely be a part of a bulletin. To your point, Eileen, that would be, a great addition to the bulletin.
Yeah.
That would be.
Everything, keep it transparent, open and honest, and
Like you guys said, it's a lot of money. We need to let them see where it's all going.
Right.
Yep.
And it's going to the right place, which should be our students.
Absolutely. All of the projects that we've identified and are still being identified are absolutely going all towards our students in our schools. I mean, sometimes when it's a project, when we say it's a boiler for $600,000, that's actually, going to a school. It is ultimately going to the students.
But I don't think a lot of community members are aware of how the past 30 years of the amount of funding we've received, how we haven't been able to really, we've been able to put Band-Aids on issues, but not fully repair. And so this is an opportunity for us to go into the buildings and really take care of some, lingering problems that have been put Band-Aids on. So when they don't see a brand new smart board, or they don't see, the buildings looking like the Chrysler, that they're not upset about it. So the more information we feed our community, the better off we'll be.
Actually, did we get any more smart Aquas boards in? Because
That was my question. Yep.
We have a load of teachers, I think it's Southwest, that still does not have them.
Right. Well,
For
you remember,
years.
right, during the workshops, it's those are, again, some of the projects that we're doing with some of the monies that we're receiving. If you remember at one of the board meetings, I believe it was maybe the last one or two ago, I did say we were ordering 380 Aquas.
No, right, you did, but I'm asking, did we get them yet?
No, the intention is to actually, to be quite honest with you, we've that's a summer project. If there are still some classrooms at this point, we're going to ride out the year with the equipment that they have. And then every single classroom will have an Aquas board.
By September.
In September. Now, understand, it's a very ambitious project. So I'm saying over the summertime, there may be a few classrooms in some buildings that may creep into September, October. So I don't want to put the pressure on us to say absolutely. But our intention is to order 380 Aquas boards, replace some of the older smart boards, and put them into classrooms that still do not have any of the smart technology.
Mr. Lawson, do we have a number of classrooms that do not have the up-to-date technology? Will 300 be enough to give to
Yeah.
every teacher by September?
Yeah, it's actually over 300. And yes, we've had Candace in here and she's done an exhaustive, research of the district. She knows exactly where, new Aquas boards need to replace old smart boards and where classrooms are lacking or they don't have any smart technology.
Right.
So no, yeah, every classroom will have it. That we made a commitment to. And that will be part of, one of the things that's, Ms. O'Connor, and like she said, the entire cabinet, and Dr. Leone, and a lot of people are involved in this. But that will be one of the things. You'll see Aquas board, you'll see the cost of an Aquas board, you'll see the installation of an Aquas board.
Mhm.
I mentioned the boiler, I might as well stay with that again. You'll see the boiler that's
Oh.
put in a couple of schools, the cost of that. We're excited about the projects, but we're excited about the board asking us to be transparent. Not that we wouldn't be, but I love the idea of publishing all of the projects that we're doing and letting the community know the cost associated with that. So you'll be able to see us use that money wisely over the next year, and then hope.
But I have two questions. One, the outside portables, what's happening? Are those gonna be redone or get to whatever by September?
Well, no, they won't be finished by September, but remember, part of, again, what's great is that we have the money now to take a look at the septic systems, and then we hope to, get the preparation in place where we remove the portables, and then we start construction on the permanent classrooms over at the freshman
They're
center.
gonna start doing that this following year. That's what I'm.
Well,
Mr. Lushner, if I could just jump in, I mean, part of that was also part of the Smart Schools bond
Right.
plan.
Well-
So that was a combination of some of the grant money that we had gotten before. So there's a lot more, I think, going on.
You're absolutely right. It was part of the smart schools. However, we had to still do some prep work
Yes.
before we actually could have that. So this infusion of money is now allowing us to move forward and get this, these permanent classrooms put in. And I'm really excited about that. I don't think, Cindy, it's next year.
All right.
Permanent structure, but why don't I ask Stacy, what do you think, Stace? When
I think we'll get the septic work done, over the next year, and we have to do that in order to move forward with the classroom. So we still have some things to work out with the state to get the formal approval to move forward with that. So the whole project won't be, those classrooms anyway, won't be next year. But we're certainly getting everything in place so we can do that.
And one more thing, the fields that are out there, the soccer fields, football fields, that's gotta go before the community and the board? Like on what's gonna get done?
we're a long way from the final decision
Well,
as
you know what it is? There's a lot of rumors out there. People are saying stuff that we never talked about, that I never heard of.
no
And there's some things that I don't like what I'm hearing, because I
Okay.
think it's a waste of money. And I
Okay.
really, for what we have, I don't want to see money wasted.
Okay, there's not going to be, we're not wasting any money. And no final decisions have been made about fields. And it's a good question, Cindy, so I can, put any of the rumors to rest.
Please.
But, it has been approved by the board and the community that we are going to do something with the fields out there. However, no decision has.
Wait a
been
minute, now
made.
you're saying it was approved, yes, was it approved that we're moving a football field?
No, not, let's.
Okay, I
that's
just
what
want to
was
make
getting-
sure.
We're
No,
talking about the turf fields.
Yes, no, I heard we're moving a football field,
no, we have.
stands and everything.
Okay, we approved the turf fields. That was in the budget last year. And that's
Right.
what you guys voted on. Now, what we have to do, first of all, there's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. Stacy and I have already met with a couple of companies, just preliminary. No final decision has been made because lots more people have to be involved in this decision. Okay.
Right, that's good, okay.
Now, what we are doing, I can tell you, the board, that we have, obviously under contract, we have an architect, and he is now putting an RFP out to do a survey. So before we can actually even move forward with anything, any type of plans, we need to have the grounds out back survey, just like at home. You know, when you're going to purchase a home, you got to do a survey or something. Very, very similar. They have to do a survey. So that's really where we are right now, and that's a ways away. And then what will happen is we will have companies in, and lots of people will be involved in the decision, you know, the board included, community members, and then we will use experts. It shouldn't be us, you know. We should be using experts, which is our intention, who have done this, you know, thousands of these things, where they can look at a field like we have out back here and say, you know how you can optimize your space? Here's what you have to do, X, Y, and Z. Plus,
Right.
we give them a budget. I mean, we don't have an unlimited budget.
No, I just don't want to
budget-
hear that the new stands that we just put in are going in the garbage because we plan on moving everything.
No, no, no. Well,
You know what I mean? And
Well-
that's like, you know, I just want to make sure of that.
no, I understand. No, the new stands that we just purchased on the visiting side, those will be utilized. The stands that are 10 years old, I'm hoping we utilize them, but I will tell you right now that if there's a safety issue and updated requirements, you know, those,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, they may have to be removed. But we're gonna, you know, use companies that are gonna be, you know, do great work, give it at a great cost for us. And we use their expertise to say, this is how we can optimize what the community and get the best fields for what the community and for what the community wants and needs.
And they'll
okay?
come in and speak with us too. if
They
we
will be
want.
more than happy, okay, to come
Yep.
in and speak to you. And don't forget, we also want to put in playgrounds. You know, sensory playgrounds at 2 spots. You guys approved that. We talked about that a number of times. So we'll be moving forward on that as well, and you guys will see the plan. But there's no final plan. Like, we're not sitting on a plan yet. But we are moving forward. But a lot of these things kind of take time.
Thank you, Rich.
Any other questions from board members?
No, I'm good.
So I'm just going to, my last statement for tonight, my last acknowledgement is to all the dads that are out there. Sunday is Father's Day. Mr. Lochner, happy Father's Day well in advance of Sunday.
Thank you.
I hope
too,
that you
Robert.
have a long, restful weekend. Tomorrow is day off. Sunday, we're celebrating Juneteenth, and on Monday, and on Saturday, we're celebrating Juneteenth. Sunday, we're just celebrating Father's Day. So to all the dads out there, and listen, all the moms who have dad roles, okay, because that happens too. Hope that you have a wonderful Sunday celebrating your day, all right? With that being said, can I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Moore. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Holder Daniel. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good night,
Happy
everyone.
Father's Day.
Happy Father's
Father's
Day.
Day.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you. Good night now.